On January 4th, 2026, the United States launched a massive military strike against Venezuela and abducted President Nicolas Maduro. By January 6th, President Trump doubled down, threatening Colombia, Cuba, and Mexico with military action.
We're talking about now Colombia, the country, not the university.
Yes.
Go ahead. He said what?
He said that if you won't change, then perhaps you gotten rid of. Do you view that as a threat?
Well, he's a thug and bad guy. He's a guy that is making a lot of drugs. We've just, as of today, stopped all payments going to Colombia, the country Colombia. Also, the school Colombia. No, we settled. We made a settlement with him. But no, he's a thug, and he's a bad guy, and he's hurt his country very badly. They're doing very poorly, Colombia. They make cocaine. They have cocaine factories. They grow all sorts of crap that's drugs, bad drugs coming into the United States, goes generally through Mexico. And he better watch it or we'll take very serious action against him and his country. His country is, what he has led his country into is a death trap.
We have nobody coming in through our southern border, but we know exactly how they get their things here, how they get the drugs here, fentanyl, cocaine. Colombia has cocaine factories where they make cocaine. Would I knock out those factories? I would be proud to do it personally. I didn't say I'm doing it, but I would be proud to do it because we're going to save millions of lives by doing it.
Now, we have a very sick neighbor. It's not a neighbor, but it's close to a neighbor, and that's Venezuela. It's very sick. Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
What does that mean? He's not going to be doing it very long.
He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S. and
it sounds good to me. Yeah.
Rubio mentioned
You know why? Because they kill a lot of people. Yeah. We have a massive deficit with Mexico, and we help Mexico a lot. They're essentially run by the cartels, and can't let that happen. Mexico's really in trouble, a lot of trouble. Very dangerous place.
The question everyone's asking, could these countries actually defend themselves against the US military? Let's be brutally honest. The US military budget is $895 billion. That's more than the next 10 countries combined. Brazil has Latin America's strongest military, ranked 11th globally. Mexico sits at 32nd. Colombia at 46th. Venezuela at 50th. Cuba at 67th. In tanks, planes, and naval power, there's no contest. The US outguns them in every conventional metric. It's David versus Goliath, except David left his slingshot at home. But here's where it gets interesting. These countries have something the US doesn't: massive paramilitary forces. Cuba has the world's third largest paramilitary force with over 1.14 million members. That's more than the entire active US Army. Their territorial troops militia serves as a civilian reserve, ready to assist against external threats. Venezuela has colectivos, pro-government armed civilian groups accused of enforcing political control. Colombia has neo-paramilitary groups that emerged from Cold War era right-wing militias, ironically organized with US guidance. Mexico, drug cartels like Zetas function as de facto armies with military-grade weapons, often outgunning local police. This isn't new territory. For two countries, the US has repeatedly interfered in Latin America. The banana wars of the late 1800s and early 1900s saw US forces deployed to protect corporate interests. During the Cold War, the CIA overthrew elected governments. In 1989, the US formally invaded Panama to remove President Manuel Noriega. President Roosevelt once pledged non-intervention with his Good Neighbors policy. That promise didn't last long. So could these militaries take on the US? In conventional warfare, absolutely not. But asymmetrical warfare is a different story. paramilitary forces use unconventional tactics that have frustrated superpowers for decades. The real question isn't about military strength, it's about whether Latin America's governments have the appetite to resist, and whether the world will tolerate another century of US interventions in the region. With Trump threatening multiple countries simultaneously, we might be about to find out. With Debangna Datta, Bureau Report, India Today Global.